Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another podcast, back at Combat Minds podcast. I hope you all have been enjoying the episodes. This is our third episode, and unfortunately, there's no other seat here, so it is just myself today. Um, wasn't able to get anyone for this episode, but we do have a guest for the next one. So I hope you guys are excited to find out who it is, and we will have some exciting topics to talk about. But very exciting news since it is the New Year's now. Happy New Year's, everyone. I can officially say that now in the podcast because the last one I was saying it before New Year's because it was pre-recorded. But now it's technically for me the first New Year's podcast actually in person. So yeah, I hope everyone's already on their way to their goals or their New Year's resolutions, already started them. I know I've had a lot of new PTs come in because people wanting to do their New Year's resolutions like getting fit and all these kind of things. But one exciting thing that happened straight away in the 1st of January, so the very first day of the New Year's, we went to Greece. We went to a fighting camp. It was called Taekwondo Fight Camp. It was in Thessaloniki, which is a place that actually me and Tula used to grow up. From the age of 5, that's when we left Thessaloniki. But yeah, it was interesting to go back. We saw a lot of family that we haven't seen since the age of 5, so it was very fun. Saw aunties, uncles, cousins. It was a lot of fun. Going back to somewhere that we been for haven't been for a long time and seeing those people, it was really nice. And also going there to work hard. The first couple days into the new year was definitely a hard sweat, a hard workout. But you know what? It's what I love. It's what I love. And we had roughly, I think it was 4 days of the training camp. So we arrived Wednesday. Training camp started Thursday, and it was Friday, Saturday, and then on Sunday it was a match day where we did some practice matches. No, it wasn't. Sorry. We had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the Monday was the match day. But either way, I might have got those dates wrong as well. Either way, we had a lot of training days and we had one match day as well. So we got to enjoy some practice with the Daidu. I will say the Daidu sensors were a little bit older, so they weren't perfect, but it was still really good practice. Um, yeah, so we had three very, very good coaches there that ran the camp. One was Miltos, which is, sorry, not was, is the Greek national team coach. Uh, Very good. I enjoyed his sessions, had a lot of new tips that I'm taking on board as well. And I met him previously before the camp at the Dracula Open, which was in Bucharest, Romania. Uh, he has a lot of good fighters under his wing, and I saw a lot of them perform really well in Romania. And had a little discussion with him. I saw that he had posted about the camp, and I said I was interested in going, and that's when my dad decided to send me off there. So he definitely took over a lot of the sessions. But then we also had a Spanish coach who was uh, redeemed the 2023 best coach by World Taekwondo. He had a lot of very good teaching styles and also a lot of different drills that we did that I really enjoyed. So a lot of these drills would have been like even how we started, it was just really nice and really well planned. And he had a lot of really good tactics as well that um, was building my repertoire and also strengthening it. After that, there was also the Turkish coach. So she was in the 2024 Paris Olympics as a coaching staff for the Turkish team, and she was really, really good as well. She showed us a lot of new techniques that I've never uh, done before, or even shown us some of the older techniques that we definitely have used, but then adapting it to a way that I've definitely not used it before, or even advancing it. So, out of all those three coaches, they were fantastic on the day. They all really gave their own bit of advice, and each of them worked well and gelled well together when making this camp. So all three of them had very good technical advice and also had very well planned sessions. So I really, really, really enjoyed it. Um, Me, Tula, and Amna all went, so three of us go. Uh, it was very high skilled, so a lot of the people that took part were highly skilled athletes. These are people that most likely have gone to international competitions. Um, so it was really good practice. I know that some people did struggle, but I felt perfect at home. I loved it. Of course, there were some parts that I struggled at, but I felt like I was in and I was working nice, and it's that nice feeling of when you walked into the hall. Well, first thing, the smell of the hall was all feet. That was awful. So you walked in before the emotions ran. You smelt the smell of dirty feet. But once you got past that, from the entrance, because that's where all the bags were. Once you got past that, uh, the hit of excitement that you get seeing all these people on the mats. They even had, because they had so many people, they had to have for the coaches that were running the session. So whether that was the Turkish girl or the Spanish man or Miltos, the Greek national coach, out of all those three, if one of them was taking the session, you'll know because they'll be in the middle with a little microphone there. And the microphone was fantastic, and it meant that everyone was able to hear. There was some people that didn't understand because of the translation. However, if I was paired up with someone, I was able to help. Uh, but no, it was really good. Uh, a lot of the stuff that I learned there, I'll be doing in a seminar. Well, I say a seminar, uh, a training day for all the TTKD members, uh, predominantly for the Karugi squad, but anyone that's wants to be a part of it, they can join along as well. Um, and yeah, I was just really happy with the result of it as well. Uh, One thing that I will say that I really enjoyed about the training camp was uh, how people just got on with it. So, uh, if, say, example, someone accidentally hit a bit too low or ended up doing the wrong, like, mistake of the drill or something like that, so they did like a little mistake within the drill, um, it would just be like brushed off, just go again, let's go again. So it was nice to have people there that were like not chatting. It was just more about like, okay, let's work hard and get through it. And then you were able to make some really nice bonds after it. So I know that one person that I end up bonding really well with was his name was Andreas. He was part of the he was Cypriot, so he's part of Cyprus. I don't know if he was the national team, but he definitely competes for them. He was at the Romanian uh, competition in for the Dracula Open. Uh, but again, got to practice with him a lot. And at the end of it, I gave him this TTKD pin just to say thank you for like training with me and stuff like that. And then suddenly the next day he gives me a nice hoodie. You might have seen it on my Instagram, but it was one from his club. So it was a bit funny. I gave him a pin. He gives me a hoodie. It's a bit like, oh, a bit of a mismatch, but still, I was very grateful uh, receiving a hoodie. I hope he was grateful for the pin, even though there's a bit of a difference between one item and the other. But hopefully, that was a nice incentive. Uh, I had a lot of Greek athletes there as well, so I got to practice a little bit of my Greek, so a little bit of my language. But it's definitely something that maybe I've now picked up as a New Year's resolution, try to learn the language a bit better. So I can get by, but I want to be able to fluently speak, at least speak in sentences and talk to people, not having to rely just on the English. So yeah, that was definitely a bit of an eye opener. And I'm excited to announce that I'll be going to at least two international competitions coming up in March. So I do have three competitions in March. The first competition will be the Dutch Open, so that's a G2 competition, so a little bit higher level than the G1. So excited. That's going to be my first competition back. Um, I believe so. I think there might be the um, Bucks competition, which is the British University Championships. Uh, Before I think it might be in February, but I'll have to see. Um, yeah, so if I'm not wrong, then that'll be my main competition either way. The Dutch Open that's in March, but then I also have a judo competition for Bucks, so the university ones, and then after that I've got the Manchester G1. So yeah, within that month I'm competing three times. So hoping for no injuries or no setbacks because I want to try to be able to get some points from those competitions and keep rolling. Uh, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, I'm excited to get my season started again. Uh, just been It's good that I was able to keep in shape and also uh, keep active during the break. I didn't want to have too much of a break where I would do nothing. I was like a couch potato. So I was lucky to be able to go to the camp and keep active and almost feel a bit more on top of my game now. I feel very ready and I'm excited for what 2025 holds for me. And I'm excited to see where I can go to next. Uh, I'm excited about my new upcoming international fighters, my little cadets. I say little, they have such big fighting spirit. Uh, I'm looking for them to go to a couple competitions with me this year. And we can see, hopefully, our first ever international students from TTKD because even though as much as I classify as a TTKD student, I am also like an instructor there. So it's going to feel that little bit more special seeing a couple of my students be able to compete internationally. So it's exciting news. And I really do hope for the best. I hope that they're training as hard as I am, or even harder than I am. Uh, and yeah, I'm excited for it. I think the first one that they'll do is the Manchester one, but they'll definitely be going to Dracula, and we'll see what other ones they go to. Um, I think the main ones that are definitely set in stone for me to go to, if all goes well with no injuries and stuff like that. Looking at uh, the Holland, so the Dutch Open, looking at Manchester, one in England, and then also looking at Poland, looking at Romania, and then we'll see whether we're able to go to example maybe Sweden, Latvia. Yeah, so we've got a lot planned, but hopefully all can stay to the plan or maybe even change for the better. You never know. Things happen for a reason. So if something wasn't meant to be, it's not meant to be. But I'm really excited for these competitions, and I'm on my way to my weight. That's definitely a hard thing, and also our topic of the day, weight cutting. So in Taekwondo, weight cutting is quite a big thing because, like these Olympic sports or most of these martial arts sports, there's of a lot of weight classes. So, example, um, for my weight class, it's -80. Now, naturally, I would sit roughly around 83 kg. So that's my natural weight, just walking around. So it's 3 kg to lose, which is doable, it's maintainable. Um, whether that's through losing water weight or not all 3 kg of losing water weight, but usually most of it would be dietary and then also water water loss. Uh, but funnily enough, going over some of the research that I've done as well, um, they say that especially for some competitions, you may have your weigh-in and the competition the same day. I know for Taekwondo, what we do for the G1 competitions, or sorry, the higher competitions, um, they usually have the weigh-in the day before, but sometimes you may get selected for random weigh-in, which is within your category. You get randomly selected to get tested to see your weight on the day as well, which there is a leeway allowance. So it means that, say, example, if when I weighed in on the day of the weigh-in, which is the day before the competition, I was 79.8, and then the next morning I was 80 point, let's say 1. There is that little bit of leeway only for the random weigh-in though. So if I was 80.1, uh, on the which is 80 point when it says 80.1, it's like 100 grams over. If you're 100 grams over on the day of weigh-in, you're not uh, you have to lose, either you have to lose the 100 grams or you move up to the next weight class or even get disqualified. um, but when it comes to random weigh-in, if you're that 100 grams over, there is a leeway because of the whole after your weigh-in, you may have some water or you may have a heavy dinner or something like that, whatever. So there is a little leeway there. But in terms of other sports where you might have the weigh-in the same day, I know for judo, we had the weigh-in the same day of the competition. If you're doing weight cuts, uh, it's unrecommended to do weight cutting with well, heavy weight cutting, where you won't be able to restore your energy within 3 hours. So, example, if I have my weigh in on the same day, and I only have an hour difference before the competition starts, realistically, you're going to be more fatigued, more lethargic when you're doing your competition, and it's shown to even lower your performance. So usually when you do a heavy weight cut or water loss, it takes roughly around 3 hours to regain it if you are regaining it properly through vitamins and also sugars and water and stuff like that. So you need 3 hours prior, condition yourself that way to be able to perform uh, at your optimum. So there's been a lot of studies around that, and personally for me, I like to try to be on weight before the competition anyway, so then I don't have to weight cut much. Most of it changing my diet a little bit, meaning that I'm still getting the right nutrition. It's just probably a little bit less volume. So then, so then I'm comfortably in the weight compared to a couple of times where I've had to do um, dehydration, and then I find myself even the day after finding myself being a little bit tired. So personally, uh, as a fighter myself, I find that it's better to be on weight before rather than forcing yourself to be on weight through a lot of water cutting and stuff like that. But it's quite funny. All the memes that come around martial artists and weight cutting and stuff like that, where you would see someone like curled up in a corner just waiting, and then as soon as they're done, they're just eating this massive burger or having their supplemented meals. So it's very funny, but I think especially it's a bit too much when people are trying to do it with the children. I think children should definitely sit in their comfortable weight. Uh, so I think that some people are too harsh on trying to make children do that, which I understand that a lot of people want the children in their clubs to be at an optimum, but for the safety of the children, I think it's best if they stick to their natural weight. Um, yeah, because they do a lot of exercise. They do train hard. I think it's a bit bad having to like restrict their eating or even make them work harder. And it's hard on them mentally as well. They need to be able to have enough um, need to have enough nutrition to be able to think properly during the match. Other than that, uh, I'm trying to think of any last bits before we finish off the podcast. Oh, I'll do three fun facts about myself. So we'll do the behind the belt segment. Since we usually do it about our guests, which we do not have, unfortunately, we will do it on me. So, three fun facts. My first fun fact is um, I am now a brown belt in judo. So I recently achieved my brown belt before the New Year's, and I'm very excited to be fighting in the Dan category and working towards my first Dan. There's definitely I need to do a lot more training within judo, um, make it more regular in my lifestyle. So be able to do multiple training sessions within the week. At the moment, I'm doing twice. I would like to do three though, so I would like to do more. Second fun fact is um, hmm, second fun fact for me would be that at one stage I was uh, actually no, I'll change that fact. If I keep going how I am now, I'll be the youngest fifth Dan in the UK if I keep going how I am, and that's through official Cookie One gradings. It's not like how some people within their club and it's their own martial art. Through WT Taekwondo, Cookie One certificates, doing my proper grading. If I carry on how I am, I'll be the youngest fifth Dan in the UK. Um, and then my third and final fun fact is, hmm, let's think of something that's not usual. Like, let's move away from sport and all that kind of stuff. As you can see, I'm thinking on the spot. Uh, oh, a fun fact is that uh, I learned how to play at least five different songs on the bass guitar. So just a little bit of fun, really. I haven't picked it up in a while, but it's just something that I pick up here and there and practice. It's a bit of fun. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment leave a comment down below suggesting me any topics that you'd like to hear about and also any guests that you have in mind. So you'll have to find out next week who the guest is going to be. I'm sorry that there was no guest today, but I hope that you guys did still enjoy it and that I was enough for you guys today. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. See you guys next week. Bye.